On this channel, we talk a lot about self-development, healing, inner work, getting away from distractions, habits, wellness, all the things involving becoming your highest self, being a leader of yourself, and just living your best life. But it all starts from within. So I love to allude to those aspects of yourself that require real work and not just things that are external. But we do have to address the external things sometimes. So today, I want to talk about the cost of being on your phone 24/7 because I have went on a journey recently when it comes to being on social media, and honestly, I know it sounds dramatic, but it has changed my life. More so just getting me back grounded and getting me back to a point where I have more clarity, I have a better attention span, I have, more time on my hands, and I am not comparing myself to other people. So I'm going to kind of go over my journey a little bit when it comes to being on my phone less, being off social media, and going to the benefits of it. The reason why this is such a huge issue is because now when you go out to dinner with your friends, everyone is on their phones. When you go out with your family, everyone is on their phones. Whenever there's an occasion going on, everyone is worried about taking pictures and recording and posting. When you are having an intimate dinner with your loved one, somebody is likely to pull out their phone because they don't want to be awkward and sit in silence, so they would rather just scroll, or they just want to scroll because they want to see what everyone else is doing. A lot of it is very unconscious, a lot of it is just habit, and it's just something that has literally been engraved in us for a very long time, especially if you're Gen Z. I grew up right when Instagram became a thing, so I think when Instagram came out, I was literally in middle school, and I remember sending pictures of myself and to my cousin every single day. We would take pictures at school and we would edit them for each other, and we would post them and come up with captions, and it was all fun and games. But little did we know we were programming our minds a certain way, and now we're seeing the fruits of it, and we're continuing to see the detriments of being on social media so much and being on our phones so much. So I am someone who often did social media breaks. When I was in college, I would take like a month or two and be off my phone. But then I created a business on my phone. I started a fitness brand. So I was a personal trainer. And so that is how I got my clientele. So I would post, fitness content, working, nutrition content, all things wellness. I would post on YouTube. I would do vlogs. I would post on TikTok. I would post on Instagram. That is how I, built my business. And then now I still post content, but I do it from a very different way. And it is really making a huge difference in my life. So let me just tell y'all what I did. So and I'm going to do a separate video on basically kind of like a testimony as to what I've learned about myself in the past about 7 months, and how much my life has changed, and how much I've just really grown and did a lot of inner work without me even intentionally doing inner work the past 7 months. But to the point, I took the whole summer to find a job. I was struggling financially. I was losing clients, but I wasn't really motivated to get new clients. And so I kind of just allowed that business to kind of stop on its own. I let my clients fall off, and I didn't try to gain new clients. I basically kind of fell out of love with the whole business. It's something that I did for a season of my life, and don't get me wrong, I loved every bit of it. But I got to a point where I was ready to really lock down on myself and figure out what it is I really want to do in life. I think that I turned something that was a hobby into a business, and don't get me wrong, like I said, I loved it, but it's not where I wanted to continue to build my career. So I took the summer to find jobs. I was looking for a job specifically in social work because that's where my bachelor's was in. And long story short, I went through a period where I was just I need to be locked in. I need to be focused. So I was listening to all these YouTube videos by Joe Dispenza and Billy Carson, and just those people who are really about, enlightenment and spiritual, and really just helping you to look internal and not external. So I went on a whole healing journey unintentionally. I just knew that I wanted to listen to stuff that would keep me my eyes on the prize and keep me focused and keep me present and keep me at a point where my mind was evolving and I was changing the way that I think about things. So with that being said, I also decided to delete my social media. I had became basically addicted to TikTok, which is funny because it took me a long time to actually get on TikTok. When TikTok first came out, when everybody was like addicted to it, like because it was so fire, I was never on it. I didn't get on TikTok until I decided like, okay, wait, people getting rich off TikTok. Let me start to build my brand on TikTok as well, on top of already doing it on Instagram. But on top of posting on content, I was doing this, scrolling. And like even on my algorithm was like it was funny content, fitness content, high level spiritual content. I was still consuming a lot of it. Like I remember just like anytime when I had a moment to just breathe, pick up my phone, go straight to TikTok, and I'm scrolling. I don't even gotta explain that because the average person knows what that is like. So I can't even remember the month because it was really just an impulsive decision. It wasn't even something that I planned. So I deleted TikTok and to continue to post content on there. But let me say this. This was also a period where I stopped posting content because I didn't know at the time what I wanted to post anymore. So I just stopped posting altogether. I didn't want to just give out content that I wasn't passionate about or wasn't being creative with. I just wanted to get something out there just to say that I was posting content. So I stopped posting content as well. So I deleted the TikTok app, but I downloaded the TikTok Studio app because with that app, you can upload and schedule content so that you don't have to be on an actual TikTok page and you're scrolling. Now on this Studio app, it does have some type of like For You page, but I don't even like pay attention to it because I'm simply on there to upload my content. And I love to do that because it allows me to schedule my content for the week. Like now that's what I do so that I don't have to be on there consistently. Literally just on there once a week. So I deleted TikTok. That's the only thing I had deleted at this point. I still had Instagram. Now with my Instagram, I was operating from my business Instagram where I was not following anybody that I knew personally except my husband. Everybody else that I followed were other influencers, other people that I looked up to, other people that I was learning from. Did not follow anyone from my hometown, no one in my family. So I wasn't seeing what they were doing. But cool, so cool. Just off the strength of that, I was less influenced. I'm not someone who's easily influenced anyway, but unconsciously you start to want things or strive for things because of what you're seeing on social media. So with me being off TikTok alone, my comparison meter went all the way down. Like I was not comparing myself, not even when it comes to like life, like comparing my life to somebody else, but like materially or like financially or career wise. It was more so like watching other like high level people or people who, you know, talk about spirituality, inner work, things of that nature. I would kind of compare myself to them on if we're on the same path, who's doing better, who's doing worse. And that was a huge ego thing anyway. But since I got off TikTok, I was not worried about anyone else. I wasn't comparing what I was talking about with what other people are talking about. And it just allowed me to just free up my mind with everyone else's thoughts. I'm fully operating from what I think, from what I'm learning, from actual books, from actual life experience, from conversations with the people around me, from, like I said, the books I'm reading, the videos that I'm watching, and not from these 30 seconds to a minute and 30-second videos on TikTok. I was able to focus a lot more on inner work. So like I said, I was listening to all these videos, mainly by Joe Dispenza, just learning a lot about the nervous system and mindset and, you know, manifestation and my relationship with God. I just was able to really like unplug and do a lot of groundwork. And like I said, I learned a lot about myself because at this point, I also finally got a job in August. So mind you, I had been looking for a job since before June all the way up until August. So it had been like 3 or 4 months of me looking for a job and I hadn't found anything. So I finally found a job and it allowed me to build stability in a short amount of time. It allowed me to really like learn more about myself and what my qualities are, what my strengths are, what kind of work I want to do and what I enjoy doing. And that just really opened up a lot of doors for me. Hence now I'm about to be promoted to a higher leadership role that I'm very excited for, hopefully by the end of this month in March, if not beginning of April. But like, I was only able to do that because I was less distracted and I was really focused on what's in front of me and not what's on my phone. So that's kind of like what I got what happened once I deleted TikTok. And so then, let's see, the new year, no, not the new year, I'm tripping. 2 weeks ago, I deleted Instagram. So March 1st, so it really hasn't been a full 2 weeks. It's only been about 10 days. I deleted Instagram fully and I'm doing a whole month of no Instagram. And this is because I started to follow people that I knew on my Instagram. So I deleted my main page that I had. I deleted that mid last year, maybe like the summer. I can't remember when I did it, but I deleted that Instagram. So I wasn't following anybody that I knew. But then once I deleted TikTok, a little while later, I started to follow my sisters, my cousins, my friends. And not to say that there's anything wrong with it, but I just don't like seeing what other people are doing. Like me personally, like I prefer like real connection. I do not like staying in touch with people on social media. I just feel like it's so superficial because we're only posting our highlights. I like to push for real conversations, real gatherings, real like hangout sessions. Like I don't like to spend too much time watching what other people are doing on social media. And like honestly, I just think that it's a distraction because you're either consuming or creating. And I'm not saying that it's something wrong to follow your loved ones. Obviously it's not. But the more I followed people that I knew, the more I was on my phone watching what they were doing. So I decided to, okay, like I'm gonna go a month without being on Instagram. This is everything that I've accomplished within 10 days. First of all, with me not being on Instagram, because now I don't have any social media. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Twitter. I have a Twitter, but I'm not on Twitter. I don't even have the app on my phone. I don't use it at all. I haven't used it since college. But that's the only two social medias that I had. And like I said, I'm off TikTok still, and now I'm off Instagram. I have been able to rest a lot more. I'm not coming home from work scrolling on my phone. I've been prioritizing going to sleep at a great time and spending more time with my husband. We're having good conversations instead of me just being distracted by scrolling on my phone. I've been reading a lot more. So usually I read when I'm on the treadmill, but I've started back running. So obviously I'm not going to run and read at the same time. So I've been finding time to read when I'm in the house or when I'm out in public. I may go to a coffee shop and read. So that has just freed up my space or my time regarding like those little times that I'm in the house, like in the mornings when me and my husband are getting ready for the gym. I'll like read a couple of pages while he's still getting ready instead of scrolling on my phone, because that is what I would usually do. I would check Instagram, check like all my little apps to see, just to get updates. Usually I check my messages, I check my email. But now since I'm not on Instagram, I am like less likely to get on my phone. I did something that I've been dreaming of for a while. This kind of counters what I'm saying, but you'll get it. I created a finance page. It's a faceless Instagram account where I'll be documenting my debt-free journey. So I created that within the past 10 days, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Like when I say while, I mean a couple of years, but with everything that's just been happening in my life, I decided, I just was like putting it off and saying like, oh, that's not my path. I shouldn't be doing that. But it's something that I'm super duper passionate about. I started my debt-free journey in February, and it's something that I'm like super intentional about. I'm like paying attention a lot more to my money and learning a lot about finances and, financial freedom and how to actually pay off debt, how to use my income, and, how to give every dollar a job. And it's just something that I want to teach because I know for a fact, first of all, a lot of the things that I've learned, my family did not teach me. And then I just see the lack of financial literacy in the Black community. And so when I'm speaking on this page, it's coming from that perspective of being a Black woman, you know, in her mid-20s, who's on a journey to be debt free, eventually to become financial free, and within the next 10 to 15 to 20 years or so, just depending on how life plays out. But definitely have specific goals when it comes to when I want to be debt free and things of that nature. But anyways, created that page, and literally I created it like mid last week, and my goal is to post on there every day. Let me tell y'all something. Sunday, I created like all the content that I wanted to post on that page for the week. Tell me why. I literally created all of it, and I uploaded and scheduled all the content for the entire week. So now I don't have to get on Instagram at all. I do need the Instagram app to upload the content. I haven't saw if Instagram has like their own separate app, but I know that I can schedule my content within the app. So literally Sunday, I uploaded all the content, and then the only thing that I'm doing now, like throughout the week, throughout each day, is going on Instagram and posting it on my story, and then I'm clicking off. I have built a lot of discipline when it comes to social media, so I'm less likely to scroll on there. Like even sometimes, like if I'm looking up recipes, I'll go on TikTok, look for the recipes, screenshot it, save it to my phone, whatever, and then I'm done. Old me would have been like, oh, well, back on TikTok, and like unconsciously start back scrolling. But it's something that I have not done since I deleted it, and I'm very, very, very grateful and proud of myself for that. But yes, like this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and the fact that I did it, and you know, I'm so like passionate about it, and I'm excited for it. I have a lot of like visions for the page and what I want to share and how I want to help people. I have a whole notes app with like 20 content ideas already. So it's just like not being on my phone and not being so consumed with what everyone else is doing is allowing me to be more creative, more like in tune with what I want out of life, more in tune with what I want to share, how I want to serve, how I want to teach people. Because I believe that there isn't a one way to teach people. You don't only have to go through one path in life. I'm a very multifaceted person. Like I love to do different things. I love to help people in different ways. You know, I have this YouTube channel where we talk about self-development, inner work, and healing. And then now I have this finance page. I'm also very passionate about wellness. So I find ways to talk about that within all of my content. And it feels great to be able to help and serve from a place of my own experience and not being influenced by other people and doing what other people are doing. When you get off your phone, when you get off social media, you really lock in with yourself, and you really learn who you truly are and what you actually want in life. I'm one of those people, like people can tell me like, oh, did you see this new thing that came out? Isn't it cute? Yeah, it's cute. But I'm not the person that's going to go buy it just because you told me that it's cute. So I'm already a strong-minded person when it comes to not being easily influenced and not being that person that's quick to go do whatever people told me to do. But with social media, it's definitely easier to get on that hamster wheel of just doing or saying or buying what's being suggested or what's being put in front of you. So it's very important that you limit your social media use. I'm not saying you got to cut it all out like me. Not that I've 100% cut it out, because I do have my finance page and I have my TikTok where I post YouTube clips on there. And then I have my YouTube channel. So I'm not completely off social media, but I'm not scrolling. I do not scroll whatsoever on YouTube. I look for specific videos that I want to watch or listen to. I'm not just scrolling on there on shorts or anything like that. I'm not scrolling on TikTok, and I'm not scrolling on Instagram. On my finance page, I'm only going to follow finance influencers, but I'm only going to follow like no more than 10. I'm not going to follow just a whole bunch of finance people. I just want to put myself in an algorithm, but other than that, like I'm not going to just be on social media, on this Instagram page, because I'm serving others. It's simply, like I said, to serve other people. Is not for me to turn into another way of me just like scrolling and getting back into that whole loop of being on social media. Something else that I've gotten from being on my phone is a lot more mindfulness. So I am more present and in the moment. I'm not easily like distracted. When I go out with my husband, I'm less likely to pick up my phone and scroll. You know, if I get a text message, I may respond just depending on the importance of it. But otherwise, like, I'm able to just fully be. Like, I'm just able to fully be wherever I am and with whatever it is I'm doing. I have a lot more clarity on my vision when it comes to how my life has changed in the past 7 months. My career is, I've literally made a huge career switch in the past 7 months, and I love it. Like, I love going to work. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy learning and pouring into my staff and pouring into my role and just being there and being present. And I just can't help but to give a lot of the glory, one, to God, but two, to the fact that I'm less distracted and I'm not on my phone so much. So I have a lot more clarity on what it is I want to do, even just with my finance page. I'm thinking of ideas all the time of things that I can give to people to help them on their financial journey, to help them figure out how they can reach certain goals even on low income, how they can make things work for them or cut out certain things so that they can reach whatever goals that they may have. With that, I also have a lot more attention. My attention span is a lot better. When I'm reading, I'm more present in my books. I'm not thinking about other things as often. And I'm a lot more focused when it comes to my health, when it comes to my finances, when it comes to, me being proactive about my relationships in my life. I'm a lot more focused on those things. I'm able to actually pour into them and give them my all instead of half-assing everything. I make time for things because I'm spending less time on my phone. You guys don't realize how much time you actually spend on your phone until you take it away and you be like, dang, that 1 hour I was scrolling is 1 hour I could clean my house. 1 hour I could have recorded a video. 1 hour I could have looked at my budget. 1 hour I could have scheduled some time to hang out with this person I've been saying that I was going to hang out with. So staying off your phone definitely helps with mindfulness, having a more clear mind, being more focused, and being more present. And then lastly, less brain clutter. Like, my mind is not full of what's going on in the world. I'm aware of everything with the war and a little bit about politics, but I choose not to fill up my brain with so much negativity because honestly a lot of it is out of my control. So I like to keep my mind focused on what I can do to serve people that are at my fingertips, whether it's family or people online. But with that, I also don't want to know what everyone else is doing when it comes to people in my life, when it comes to people that I went to school with, people I went to high school with, celebrities. Like, I just don't want to clutter my brain with all of that BS and chaos. Like, I'm not saying that I don't care about what other people are doing. I'm just saying that I don't want to get that information from a phone. I want to have genuine relationships. I want to have real conversations. I don't want to get these little small talk conversations from being on our phone because it really gets nowhere and it's really fake. And that's just not how I want to spend my time or my life. I want to build relationships that can be fruitful to each other and also just like genuinely having a good time, genuinely supporting each other, genuinely helping each other. And so that's why I choose not to be on social media, because it's just not genuine connections. It's all just fake and all really for performance and for the likes and things of that nature. So it does cost a lot to be on your phone 24/7, whether it's good or bad. If you are on your phone 24/7, you are losing a lot of focus, losing a lot of attention, losing a lot of potential. When you are not on your phone, you gain so much more. You gain clarity, you gain focus, you gain a lot more mindfulness and a lot more time to do the things that you really want to do and have set your mind out to do. So I'm telling you guys, find ways to get off your phone. Find ways to replace that habit of picking up your phone. Whether you're reading more, maybe you are writing down goals, maybe you are sleeping more, maybe you're using that time to cook, plan out meals, maybe you go to the gym. But find ways to get off your phone and just do it. Like, just delete it off your phone. I don't care if you got to sit in silence for hours. I don't care if you got to sleep more, whatever the case is. Delete it off your phone and Find ways to fill up your time that actually can help you become better. Start journaling, go to therapy. Like I said, go to the gym. That hour that you would usually spend at night on your phone, find something else to do with that hour. That hour in the morning when you're on your phone, find something else to do for that hour. Those are the times throughout your day when you pick up your phone, put a book in your bag. Download the Kindle app. Download the Books app on your phone. Bring a notebook so you can write down ideas. You can write down your budget. You can write down letters to God. Like, find ways to fill the time, because if you want to get rid of old habits, you have to replace them with new habits. That's the only way it'll stick and it'll work, and that you will be consistent. So I hope you guys embark on this journey with me. I have grown a lot. I have gotten a lot more done. I am a lot more clear on my vision and on my goals. And I want us all to be on that same path. So let me know in the comments what you're going to do to be on your phone less. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.